Oh, open casket. Oh, come on, man. Open casket. It's called open casket. Come on. Seriously, straight out of the gate?
Cheryl.
Shirley, no, I did that joke.
What did you say?
You don't want to know, mate. Go back to sleep. Good, fair play. Do you know what? They're really good at that, aren't they? To be fair to them. Going straight back to... I envy them. I do. I've seen one episode of this thing so far. Oh, I swear to God, man. This week has been terrifying.
But she still comes to my room at night and
Oh, this kid again.
But she was there again last night. And last night was bad. She looked different.
Oh, God.
She did have teeth and she did not have hair.
Is that not how she...
And you probably also know that she had fake teeth. Maybe she took them out once to show you, made you laugh.
Solid joke. Fair play to her.
The thing about an open casket, it's a great chance to take all of those pictures in your head.
That's fair. That is fair, to be honest, because they do make them look good, don't they?
Cover it all up.
I get it in concept. I just, practically speaking, like, get that away from me.
First, we give her a bath.
Oh, hello, good. Okay, yeah, no, this is good. Get me into it gently. You know what I mean? Like, we're breaking the seal. Oh, hello. No, bit too fast for me. We got to establish a safe word, mate. Okay, let's apples. I know it's too normal. That's too normal. I could say that naturally. How? I don't know, but you never know. Fandango. No, do you know what? Fair play. Actually, that's more common than you think coming out of my mouth. I don't know why. Concord. Concord's my word. Concord. I'm saying it already.
Make sure she's clean and soft.
Why would you say soft though?
To make sure she looks just like she's supposed to.
Nice. To be fair, those skills.
Just like she always did. Just like you remember her. Just like she's supposed to.
Like she's supposed to, huh?
Is that Hill House?
Oh, mother. Hello.
Come here. Take a look.
Like, so far, she's been depicted as very normal. You know what I mean? And everyone keeps saying she's gone... She had problems. I haven't seen any of that yet, so...
I see a family running to a dinner table. Every house needs a heart, and this is ours because that's where we spend the most time together.
That's going to be relevant, isn't it?
The walls are like bones.
Stop it right now.
Pipes are veins.
Concord! Concord!
I don't see any of that.
When you're little, you learn how to see things that aren't there. And when you grow up, you learn how to make them real.
Which is my room.
Priorities. Nice.
Then we're going to build the forever house. And we won't have to move ever again.
Damn. What a dream, eh? What a dream.
Mommy, will you please have a tea party with me? Everyone keeps saying no.
Well, that's rude, mate. I'll have a tea party. Can I have coffee, though? Can I have coffee? Is that on the menu?
You can play outside until dinner. But when I flash the porch light twice...
Time to come home.
Oh, God. Oh, that's getting flashed, isn't it? In the present. Oh, sorry. I'm seeing so many, like, little bits that they're putting in here. I feel like I'm going to see again. I don't want to see them.
It's very grown up and sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
No. She was right the first time. Hey, maybe to be fair, right? Maybe this is going to be absolutely fine. No scares this episode. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that is an underused technique in horror. Actually, do you know what I mean? Like a less scary one, or just no scares at all. Actually, really just tease the viewer. I'd appreciate that. I like a tease. Hey, behave yourself. Not like that. I mean like this. Well, maybe forget it. Okay, where's her shades though? Mate, what? I was promised shades. Don't. No, stop it. Waving, boy. You've got no survival instincts, mate.
That master key you had didn't work. You have any other ideas about that red door upstairs?
Afraid not.
He knows something. He does. Look at his face. Look at it. I see it. I see the secrets, mate. Written all over you. Oh, great, a graveyard. Oh, perfect. Yeah, amazing. Hey, do you know what? Whenever I'm buying a house, that's never happened before. It's 2020. What am I talking about? Oh, come on. First thing I ask is, has it got a graveyard? Tick, sign me up. Okay. Too much shadow, dude. Oh, hello. Oh, nice.
Where's your mommy?
Oh, if that door slams, I swear to God.
Just the cutest little
No, you're going to
thing.
startle them. Don't. Ah, what? Oh, don't do it again, just leave. You've got the picture. Move. Okay, no. Incorrect. Stop it. Oh, come on, no. Oh, come on!
Come here, Cheryl. You gotta see this.
What, a beehive?
It's a wasp nest.
That's what I meant. You know what? You know that's what I meant, okay.
You see, sometimes they build their nest around things.
Who made it into a face? I do not forgive you.
I don't blame you for screaming.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, right? Not being funny. Inventive way to scare me. Fair play. I respect that. I do.
But we can't just leave them here. The dogs.
No dogs on the property.
What?
They've heard him every night since we got here.
Mrs. and I, we don't stay on the property after dark.
Wise. Yeah, they know something, don't they?
I've never seen dogs.
Well, I like his voice, though. It's like a motorbike going over gravel, innit?
There's no such thing as ghosts, and you know that.
Well, okay.
Watch out for the forever house.
Oh, okay. She's keeping hold of that idea, isn't she? Bless her. Yeah, they've all got their individual baggage, don't they? Well, absolutely. Why wouldn't they? God, why wouldn't they have it baggage for that from that traumatic event? Yeah, so yeah, you've got the mum as well next to it. Interesting. Yeah. No, because obviously last episode. I mean, it seems like we're focusing a little bit more on her. I mean, last episode obviously was on Stephen, and you know, we saw actually as well, by the way, let's not forget, I did forget. I say that, very ironic. Stephen seeing Nellie, right? Okay, admittedly, this show is doing like a couple clever things that like I've not missed, but I've forgotten about. Like last episode was called Stephen Sees a Ghost, which is like, it's interesting. If I'd have kept that in my brain, the name of the episode actually really keeps you in suspense, right? Because it's like, when's he going to see it? Me being the idiot I was, just forgot about it completely, so it went over my head. But the fact that the first episode ended like it did, and we're what, 12 minutes in already, and we've not gone back there yet, you know what I mean? It's just keeping it away from us, keeping us in suspense. And again, if I'd have remembered that, I'd have been like, come on, when's he going to show me? How did that go? How does that go? Anyway, sorry, I digress. My point being, I do feel like, yeah, we're seeing slowly, and I wonder, Luke or Liam? Luke from last episode as well. He's obviously like very much going through, you know, Stephen and this lady less so, at least less overtly, going through their own stuff, right? Stephen, last episode we saw with the issues with his dad, and you know, the whole him looking for reasons, I feel like, you know, for the ghosts and whatever else. Here we've got her keeping on to the forever house and this idea, this image that her mum gave her, who she lost, you know, from this traumatic event in her childhood, that, you know, the haunting of Hill House right at the end of the day. So it's very interesting that we're getting like, you know, Stephen and her, this I'll get her name at some point, I swear to you, because it's not very overt, do you know what I mean? They're these things under the surface, their trauma's kind of under the surface, but it's poking through, and we're seeing it in the first episode, and you know, again, so far, at least in this episode, we're seeing it already from her. I wonder, I'm very curious about Luke, because he is kind of more overtly struggling with something. And I wonder whether the root cause of that, again, is this trauma, right? We're seeing all these kids as adults, and, you know, they're retaining some of that, which again, why wouldn't they? God, what a traumatic event. But interesting. I wonder as well whether this is going to be, I don't know, a show that kind of gets them in a place where they can deal with that trauma, process that trauma. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if I'm going off that idea, I mean, not much evidence really, right? Because Nellie already had a lot of trauma from the bent neck lady, and she's dead. So I don't know. But yeah, interesting that we're seeing it already in this episode. You know, all of these kids are taking something from this traumatic event, from the haunting of Hill House, and I wonder how that's going to shape them. I wonder how those threads are going to get resolved, if they do.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving stuff away at cost, below cost.
Only for special cases.
More than half. It's not special, it's normal.
Yeah, the guy's got a point, to be fair. I mean, like, because it's weird, isn't it? It's interesting because I'm back and forth on this. I'm like, yeah, no. And also, by the way, it really enamors me to her character, because last episode, it's interesting, the framing of her character last episode was kind of against Stephen, and you were getting the story told through Stephen's eyes. So from my perspective, first episode, was that I didn't really like her that much. A lot of what we saw of her was having a go at Stephen, right? And him being the flagship of that episode, him being the one that you're kind of going alongside and liking and you know, experiencing the story with, you're on Stephen's side automatically just because of the way it's told, right? And so it's like she was coming against him a lot, so you kind of, I mean, speaking for myself, I was very much like, I'm not sure about her, you know what I mean? Like, she had a point, obviously, with the book stuff and him publishing the book. That's absolutely fair, but at the same time, coming against him. And it's interesting, straight from the off. And I feel like it's on purpose, because they're doing this very early in this episode, right? Very aware how she's been represented in the first episode and countering that. So now me as the audience, I'm starting to warm to her, which is clever.
I just wanted to drop these off, like we discussed. There's some jewelry in here.
You alright, mate? What's going on?
Thank you for dropping these by, though.
Do you recognize the box?
Yeah.
He's still nervous.
What? What? Who was that man? Maybe her ghosts don't exist line was wishful thinking, you know, overcompensating a little bit. And also, it's interesting, isn't it, that little speech that Stephen had last episode of like ghosts are everywhere, you know, their secrets and, you know, memories and all this stuff. And we're seeing it right now. I say ghosts and you almost, I feel like it could be taken as the traditional sense. I don't really mean it that way, right? There's clearly some kind of ghost following her. I don't know what that means, but yeah, already we're getting a little bit of payoff from that first episode and the way that Stephen categorized ghosts here.
Did you ever connect with Nell?
Connected to this box, maybe.
I hate going downstairs.
Oh no. Oh, why?
On the phone you said he had insurance?
Right.
This morning we tried to get...
Oh, 6 years, okay.
We're gonna split the cost. He needs to be here.
Okay, so they're paying for therapy or rehab.
It's $6,000 a month, and we do recommend a 4 to 6 month commitment.
Of course you do.
Did you say 6,000?
A month. Who has that? Who just has that laying about, lady? What?
I can come back in 2 weeks.
Okay, good though, good. I'm glad that we're getting confirmation that they both were helping, you know.
That's fine.
I mean, I could still do
Just pay
some
me
of
back when you're a famous writer.
Oh.
it. I don't want to hold your breath. Apparently historical fiction is out of vogue.
Oh, that's painful. That's why that just a little bit there. I love that, by the way. Like, I love seeing them, one, together here, you know, trying to help Luke. That's really lovely. But also just them coming out and, you know, you can see they had a relationship. They did. You know, it wasn't always what we saw last episode. But also the writing thing, right? And it's interesting. I'm wondering whether when he had the money, whether he did give it to, or maybe it didn't matter to her anymore that he had the money to help Luke or whatever else, considering how he made his money, right? Damn, I'm seeing a little bit, very nuanced, isn't it, in the way that these guys are being presented and their relationship and the breaks and, you know.
Wish me luck.
Oh. Yeah, they're all coming together. Nice, I like it. I mean, it did say 6 years ago, yeah. Plenty of time for things to happen.
You can do this.
Come on, but I know he doesn't though. Do you know? Okay. Okay, you know, no, she's a horrible influence. I'm so sorry. No. As a germaphobe, don't do that. Like, if I do that, right, the first thing I think about is stepping on it later, right? Or something like that. And then my sock's dirty. I got to change my sock. I got to clean the floor. Like, you're just creating problems for yourself, Theo. Fake germaphobe, mate. Fake germaphobe. I tell you, man, they should have got me. They should have got me to, like, you know, as the resident, you know, germaphobe expert for that. You know, they do that a lot. Okay, they do that for everything else. Okay, I'm just saying they needed one because that's not representative. Maybe, admittedly, getting a bit too into it, but whatever. Hey, no, this is important.
Solo account. His name's on the checkbook. I don't know that account.
Oh dear.
Ask him.
Yeah.
It's probably nothing.
Just ask. You can ask, man.
You should let your imagination get the best of you. That's the first step. Imagine the worst thing possible,
Exactly.
assume it's true, and go from there.
No, this is the thing. We do this all the time. And fair, I get it, right? It's damage control. Fair play to you. But if you speculate about the worst thing possible, you gotta speculate about the best thing possible as well, man. Come on, keep it fair. You know what I mean? And be like, well, 50-50 toss up, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, play around with your emotions. That's all I'm saying.
That was me.
Guys, cats are allergic to milk, by the way. It's insane. Did you know that, by the way? I've got cats recently, so we're obviously looking up at all the stuff that they're like poisonous to. Like milk. They can't have, like, that's such a stereotypical image of a cat, right? It's like, it's insane. It's insane, man. No, they're allergic to milk. Don't feed cats milk. Yeah, those are very audible dogs, aren't they?
Huh? What do you want? I don't even... Why are you banging on the wall?
Oh, come on.
And calling my name?
Oh, dear. Oh, come on. Well.
Shirley?
No. Okay, go get someone. Please just get someone. You are not equipped. Concord. Concord! Oh, why am I looking at a wardrobe? There's doors on that. Oh, okay. Come on. Oh, I don't like the way it's shifting around quick, man. Stop it. I swear to God, if you flash on her face. Don't, that better not open, man.
Hey!
Come on. Okay.
But how could you not hear it?
I believe you.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Perfect parenting. I like it.
Listen, there's nothing to be... Pipes.
Uh-huh.
The hot water pipes. They're old.
Incorrect, sir.
It's...
Okay, no. Stop it. Stop that, mate. No. Oh, I hate that stuff, man. I really hate it. And I will tell you every time. Yeah, I will.
Steve.
Oh, hello.
She's dead.
Hello, we're caught up. Interesting. Hang on. We're 21 minutes in. Oh, man, it made us wait. I like that. Keeping me in suspense, dude.
What the f do you mean?
Yeah, man.
So weird. I came home.
Mate, I get that you're internalizing this, right? Because you saw a ghost. I get it. Just say I'm sorry. Or, like, just be a bit softer. Like, this is not the time. Not the time to tell her about the ghost, mate.
They got it wrong.
Okay, denial. Fair.
Who told you this?
Papa.
Dad called me.
That's the one. Yep.
He can't do that again. He can't just not tell us what happened. He can't.
Yeah, to be fair, though, we gotta get those secrets out of that old man.
I told you to find her. I told you.
I gotta go.
Stevie boy, come on, man. Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it, how it's framing them this time, right? Because you see all of the emotion and all of the raw, and so you feel sorry for her. And Stephen is being very cold, right? He's not being very caring. He's not delivering it in a way. He's very self-centered in the way that he's delivering that and trying to be like, yeah, I saw a ghost, you know. I get it. I absolutely get it, right? But like the representation is like switched. So you're feeling like less warm towards Stephen now and warmer towards her. And it's good. That's what you've got to do, right? If you've got an ensemble cast and, you know, you've got this family that you're trying to get the audience to feel for in the, you know, all of these different ways, you've got to do that, and it's doing it really well. Is one of them dead? Right? I mean, it's definitely a fake one, right? So it's meant to be dead, because that looks very fake. Yikes. Oh, the box.
Decorated a little bit for her.
What? How is that in the future, dude? I mean, maybe she was seeing things, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it was the same size, dimensions, and it just triggered a memory, but...
Do you want to say something about her?
Interesting as well. Can I see her, right? The name is Open Casket at the end of the day. And I guess if it helps her, it's why she's so strongly trying to tell this little boy it's going to help you.
Some people say goodbye. You could tell a story.
You know how when you take one of your pictures, you capture something forever? Stories do that too. When we die, we turn into stories.
She's full of these little stories of her own, isn't she? She's very storybook.
We're all stories in the end.
Right? This scene here and the way that she's talking, and then the other scene we saw her in being like, yeah, there's the heart of the house and all these things, you know. I'm just interested in her characterization. That's all I've seen of her so far. It's weird, isn't it? She almost doesn't seem like a real human. Right? She doesn't talk like a real human sometimes. She seems like this very wondrous character, right? Which is interesting. And I do feel like she's it's very on purpose that she's being represented that way. Sorry, I think a big episode so far for the representation of character and how it's kind of presenting these characters to us, right, so far. And, you know, the different ways as well. I mean, this is the second episode and I've seen, you know, Stephen and, sorry, this girl, again, don't know her name yet. I don't think anyone said it in this episode. We've seen different sides, different facets to those characters. And so far, all I'm hearing about from the mother is that she had issues, she had mental health problems, or I don't really know yet. That's all I'm hearing. And then her representation is very storybook, right? She's very like wondrous, like I say. She's very kind of warm as a character. Yeah, she's like a character in a story. Like I say, this wondrous character. And I do feel like that promotes interest and intrigue in me and warmth in me as well. I mean, last episode when she came in and, you know, the Christianity element to last episode when she came in and was talking to Stephen about like religion and stuff, I was like, oh, that's great. She's a great mother. For me, that representation was like, oh, she's awesome. Then you've got to talk about the heart of the house, and she's very positive. She's very kind of, you know, caring for her daughter, you know, passing these messages down. She's given this little speech here about stories and how, you know, they capture something. It's promoting in your mind, I feel like, as the audience, this idea that she is kind of a little bit magical, a little bit special. And I do feel like as well, her representation is that, you know, she's the center of this storm of the haunting of Hill House. You go back to the flashback last episode and she's the ghost, right? Or she's the bent neck lady, or she's been taken by the bent neck lady. I wonder if there's more to it than that. I mean, maybe she's more involved than that. It's interesting because I feel like there's a dark secret to this. And again, we haven't heard from the dad what actually happened that night either. But yeah, sorry, just an interesting way that she's being represented. It's almost shoving in my face that I don't know a lot about her, while also at the same time warming me to her. And I do feel like it's setting me up for a little bit of a fall by doing that as well.
There's some nice yummy milk waiting and...
Oh, the milk.
She's alive. What?
What? Okay.
She's alive. She is.
Oh God.
No, this is
Her
hard.
lips are moving.
Don't point it towards your face, please. No, don't like that. Oh, it's something in her throat, isn't it? Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, get it off your hand. Okay. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Concord, mate. Concord. Oh,
I need you to head up there, pick up the body, and bring her back here.
Honey, let someone else do it. You need to focus on you.
Yeah, it's a bad idea, dude.
This is a good thing. You're a good boy.
By the way, I find it interesting. I do find it interesting that at least so far in the show, there's technically not been a ghost apart from Nellie. You know, we saw that in the flashback, the lady following on the way out, right? We saw that. But that could very well have been somebody, right? That's not necessarily a ghost. Then we didn't see anything last episode with Stephen in the bed and the guy with the horn in his mouth, you know, all that stuff. We've got this kid here talking about his grandma and all that, so we never saw that, right? It's all these stories about people seeing things. And again, it goes back to last episode and Stephen saying, you know, the human mind is an amazing thing, right? Of what it's capable of as well. It's very interesting because technically I know it's called The Haunting of Hill House. There's been lots of scares and all that stuff, but I'm just thinking, and I'm thinking back and I'm like, what? How many ghosts have I actually seen? Like one, Nelly, last episode. Like, I can't think of an adequate explanation for the Nelly thing. Everything else I can kind of, there's another explanation, at least in my head, that I can come up with.
Shirley.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to see her.
Is everything okay?
Okay.
Here, come with me.
And that did it? What magic touch has this guy got?
In the time it will take me to explain to you what to do with her, I could just do it myself.
This is insane.
Yeah. It's interesting how she's been talking about how it's important to see somebody to kind of put them to rest, right? And the whole point is that you see them made up and all that stuff, and she's gonna see her sister like that. It's like he says, it's insane. That goes against everything that she said this episode, right? And it's kind of a grotesque parallel of she's seeing Nelly in the state that she must be in. And it's like, is that going to help you? Or is that going to damage you more? Is that going to torture you more?
I'm doing it. I'm gonna fix her.
Okay. But then maybe therapeutic. In a weird way.
I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Fair. It's interesting that I talk about, actually, or joked about earlier in the episode, not having many scares or having like a less scary. And it has kind of been that, right? It's been a bit lower on that. It's been more real, actually, and dealing with death and how to handle it, which I do feel like it's a really interesting conversation. We've got so many cultures around the world that deal with death differently, and I honestly think that in a lot of places in the world they deal with death better than we do here in the West, right, as well, because I feel like we have such a fear of death, which is why stuff like this hits us so hard, because yeah, we all fear it. Ghosts and skeletons and decay and loss of life and all that. It's a bad thing. It's all a bad thing. It's interesting that is kind of a theme of this episode, of dealing with death and how to, you know, get over it or whatever else. Who we're focusing on, the sister here, I think she's differently tuned to the norm. Like I say, that thing that we have in the West of like fearing death and looking at it and being sad. I mean, with the job that she has, I think she sees it differently. I feel like I sense a little bit of like she's dealing with her own trauma by helping those that are going through the same thing, the loss of a loved one. I think she's kind of almost dealing with her own trauma by helping them through it, by looking after their loved one and being like, here, look, I'm gonna make them look normal for you and give you the peace that I can't get. Off topic again, but I think I'm getting a little bit of her trauma coming through just in the job that she does. But at the same time, because of her job, like I say, I don't think she fears death in the same way. And that's what made me think of you know, the different representations of death as well, you know, in different cultures in the world. Moment of truth, let us see. I don't really know that I want to see, to be fair, man. Not quite a Concorde yet. I don't know what I'm gonna get, you know what I mean? Yeah, title of the episode again, open casket in the way that maybe isn't the best here. This is too open. Close it. Close that thing. Yeah, dude. Oh, man. This is a bad idea, man. Okay. Oh, to be fair, actually, that's not as bad as I thought. Don't open your eyes. Come on.
Just remember how I showed you.
Not with the milk, okay? Are they all dead?
Are they still sleeping?
Oh, come on. Yes, I told you milk, man. Milk. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, man.
Do you know what I'm doing right now?
Oh,
Elbow deep in her
okay.
sister's chest cavity, pulling out a bag of her internal organs. You have to get 2 grown men to a goddamn airport.
Okay. Yeah, calm down a little bit, though, because this was your choice, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, behave.
Kittens aren't supposed to be without their mommies.
Or with milk, mate.
They're where they're supposed to be.
Okay, where they're supposed... I don't like that line at all. Where they're supposed to be. Let's not speed them along, though, mate. Yeah. Admittedly, by the way, it wasn't the milk, I feel, because like I'm not being funny. I don't know what happened to that last kitten, but that was not a milk allergy, dude.
We found it in a new home.
You gave it to someone else?
Sure.
Okay.
Why would you give away the last one, the only one left?
Okay.
It's not fair! It's not fair! Stop it!
All right. Now we're seeing a little bit.
It's been a minute since you had one of your color storms.
It was pitch black.
Amazing.
I wish I'd been part of that conversation.
Would you have said different?
Probably not.
Would you have said you had to go to the woods with this sick little kitten out of its misery?
Yeah, damn it.
It's a tough thing for a kid, and we should have...
Look, she's gonna have a pretty messed up view of death coming out of this no matter what.
There you go.
Why the hell did you let her keep those kittens?
I didn't know that they were all gonna die.
Her first real brush with death, and now she's...
Well, to be fair, a little bit of an appetizer for what comes later, do you know what I mean?
This was not our finest hour.
Sure. Yeah, you're beating yourselves up, dude. Like, not being okay. Well, thanks for that image. But yeah, no, come on, guys. You're beating yourself up. Like, first of all, yeah, he couldn't have known. He couldn't have known. But also, like, what's he going to do? You know, take a box of kittens from her and be like, no, you can't have them. And then at the same time, you know, she's got a hard job talking to her kid and, like, you know, getting her to process that and not lying or what do I do? Like, you know, there's no right answers to any of what just happened there. But yeah, interesting that we had that line again. So the thing that I was talking about verbalized in the show. So yeah, they're very aware of it, and I like that, of her having this messed up relationship, I guess, or image of death. I'm going to backtrack a little bit on what I said. That's kind of informed me a little bit more about the situation, and yeah, she's right. I think, you know, the fact that she's taking her sister in and is doing this, it's very messed up. Is it messed up though? Do you know what I mean? I can't tell yet whether it's going to be therapeutic, whether it's going to be a good thing for her, or whether, like the mum said, she's been messed up a little bit, sure, by the kittens, but like I say, I think more so maybe by Hill House and that flashback and whatever happened. These kids have all got trauma. I do wonder whether that has manifested itself in this, I don't know, maybe this grotesque idea in her mind of death and having to be around it, right? Bringing myself closer to the dead brings me closer to my mum. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's a less healthy idea of death. Like I said before, I feel like, you know, she processed death a little bit better maybe than those around her, but maybe it's worse. Oh, play a bit of music or something. Do you know what I mean? Like lighten the mood, lighten the tone, man. Kid. Bad timing. I'd say, is there not a lock on that door? But you don't want to be locked in with there. No, forget that.
Any questions you have are completely normal.
Nice, fair, good. Yeah, it's interesting how the show at this point is kind of playing with scares, right? Because like my brain is going like, oh, she's going to jump up and go, ah! But like, I don't know. It's been more, like I say, it's been more of a grounded episode, right? It's been less kind of about the jump scares and the ghosts, the supernatural, and more this stuff, human stuff. I do feel like, I don't know, the show is kind of gearing you towards like expecting the worst in that sense, right? The supernatural stuff, but I don't know. I'm not sure it will. You know what I mean? But it keeps. Yeah, it keeps going to her face, you know, and you as the audience, you're expecting it because it's a horror show. But yeah, again, I feel like they're not going to do that. Well, I hope they don't because I don't want to be scared, right? But but also I hope they don't because I like that. I like that they're playing around with that and going against the expectation, right? And keeping it grounded, keeping it human. Reminds me a little bit of Hereditary. I've also done that on my channel, by the way. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that video. Thanks, peace.
I'm so happy for you, Nellie.
All about the parallels this episode too. Just going to do a makeup in this as well, in the past as well. It's interesting, isn't it, as well, that little look there. So again, this thing has been established with Stephen and the sister here, right? And their relationship and how they're, you know, at one time they were good and in the present they're not so good. And it's cool how like the show roots you in like, look, he comes in and her reaction, the sister's reaction, not Nellie. There you go, like she's disappointed. And it roots you in like, okay, that's the timeline. Okay, the things happened and they're not really speaking or getting on. Quickly establishes that. Not grand exposition, you know, no lines, no wasted time, just a look from her. It's like, okay, I know where we stand. I know where their relationship is at this point in time.
Luke, I paid for rehab.
Yeah, starting to get like a little bit of an insight as well. Like if it's $6,000 a month every month and he keeps running away as well. I get how over the period of like 6 years, as his siblings, you'd get a little bit like, I can't keep doing this, right? Yeah, fair play. Okay, here we are. There it is. Yeah, she looks very good. Fair play to him.
You fixed her.
Right.
No, that's what I do.
What happened to her? Did she, oh God, did she see whatever happened to her mum? Did she actually see it? That gives me the impression that she did. No. Okay. Close the door, mate. No, close the door. Why are you sticking about? Oh, is it mum? It's mum. Oh dear. Close the door, please, for me. Concord. Concord! Just don't scream, please. Just stay calm. Stay calm. Brilliant. Demon Kitty. Amazing. Got any milk handy? You. Like I'd be there with the milk water gun, like. Yeah, a little bit light on the old supernatural this episode. It's not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. Like I say, I've really enjoyed that about this episode. Yeah, like I said, a lot of character work from her, from the mom. Again, getting little snippets of Luke. Less of Theo, not much of Theo at all, actually. The theme so far seems to be like the effects of grief, right? Oh, the light, yeah, there it is, okay. There we go. Cool. Hey, do you know what? I enjoyed that. Again, very different, I feel, to last episode. Similar though, in a way. Obviously similar, but like, yeah, very different. You know what I mean? And I get it. For first episode, you want to establish that supernatural element, right? You've got a horror show called The Haunting of Hill House. You've got to establish that supernatural element. Got to get people, you know, scared and asking questions and all that stuff. But I do appreciate how it's still very early in the season, episode 2, they've brought it back down a little bit, right? And it's not absent. It's not absent of any supernatural horror stuff either. Like there's touches of it here and there, and I'm sure we're going to get some later down the line too. But I very much, like I say, appreciated the more human elements of horror, of death and how we perceive death. Yeah, we've got the character work again of the sister, a little bit more of Stephen as well, and again like the mum, right, which you know, I'm interested in her. And again, this episode has teased what happened in Hill House when they were kids, right, and whatever happened to the mum. We still don't know. It was mentioned again this episode, and I'm like, okay, when are we going to get that? I wonder. Whets the appetite. I wonder if we're going to get from here on out every episode being from a different child's point of view, perhaps. But again, like I say, I do feel like, at least so far, I'm getting the impression that this show, the grand theme, the overarching theme is grief and the way that we deal with it and the, you know, the ghost of that. Right. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, you're new to the channel, go and subscribe. Helps me out. Obviously, it does. Helps you out as well, because you're going to get more of it. Hey. Thank you, as always, to my beautiful patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to all of you as well. We will be back with episode 3 very soon, so stick around. Not right now, because it's not here yet. Well, it might be. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.